Hey, what's up everyone? Huey Pan coming to you from Cupertino, California. Today is April 2nd, 2020. April 2nd, 2020. And happy, whatever day today is, Thursday? Yeah, happy Thursday. Man, things are starting to blend together over here. And we're starting a little bit later than usual. But thank you for coming in. I know this is still kind of a weird time. Just a lot's been going on today. So we're going to jump in here and at least be accountable and do a little bit of our regular stream today. So if you're coming into the room, thank you so much for coming in. I do want to say hi to everyone here real quick. Let us know where you're watching from. You can say, hey, what's up, coming in from San Antonio, Texas. Or, man, I was going through the downloads from this weekend, just kind of blown away by where people are coming in from all over the world. So real quick, let us know where you're watching from down in the comments over here. Just say hello, what city you're watching from. And then take a moment to please like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff so we can just share this information out with people. The free download for this week is the live lesson pack season number 2. That's also linked over here. I think I'd be able to do this backwards by now. You can download that. That's linked in on the free lessons page. So hueyuanpan.com/free lessons. And there's a free link for this download that you can go in. Those of you who've been picking up and sending in messages afterwards, thank you very much. Really appreciate all those nice notes that everyone's been saying this week. Let's get into it. So today we're looking at, I thought we would continue something off of from yesterday's lesson. So this is the live lesson pack that you see on the page. Instagram folks, what's up, what's up? Let me just say hi to a few people that are coming in. Hey, what's up, Micah? Job, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Way Off Trade, Champagne, hi guys. Facebook, welcome. Where is the comments window? I don't know what I do with the comments window. Hold up 1 second. I rearranged my windows, so now that I've spent 2 weeks getting used to where everything is, I've reorganized everything. So it's going to take me a second. Let me see. Show all utility windows. And I'm looking for the comment page. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, hi guys. Thanks. And those of you who are tapping out those hearts, those Facebook hearts, thank you, Drumline Blueprint. I can see those coming through. Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming in the room. So let's get to it. The music, which is what I was trying to pull up over here a second ago, it still works better. I moved this window over here, and I'll spare you the details anyway. I think maybe it still might work better if I go to the other side. But okay, we're looking at this music. This is the free download that's available this week. If you slide over here, you can see all the pages that are within it. We're going to jump down here, and this is going to be a continuation of yesterday's lesson. Yesterday we talked about stick control, which is, a key exercise that you want to be incorporating into your workflow, whether you're a drum set player, classical, rock, orchestral, jazz, rudimental, any type of percussionist has used some sort of stick control in their playing at some point. Let's go to view 2 here. And, okay, let's look at yesterday's lesson real quick. I'll show you the sticking that we did, and then I'll show you how we're going to build it off of today's lesson and how the two are kind of related. So, stick control. Here we go. All right, so you guys can see that. Let me blow this up so you can see the whole thing. And bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so this is what we covered in yesterday's lesson. And if you don't see it on the screen right now, Instagram folks, and you guys don't see this, you can just check out the handout, download the handout, and then you'll see it. Okay, so we talked about the sticking patterns. There's 4 duple stickings that I recommend you start with. Thank you for those hearts, guys, as you're tapping those out. First one is right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left. If you put it together, it looks like this. Right? Then you shift that double back an eighth note. So it's right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. Looks like this. And then you shift that double back another eighth note, and then you get what many drummers are familiar with, which is the paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle. And then you shift the eighth note back one more so that it's on the last one of each grouping and the downbeat of each previous grouping. So it's right, left, left, right, left, right. Again, right, left, right, left, right, right. So if you put that all together, it looks like this. Downbeat, the double's on the downbeat first. Right, left, right. Then you shift it. Right, left, right. Right, left. Then you shift it. Right, left, left. Then shift it one more time. Right, left, right, left, right. Okay, so that's what we have in the handout from this past week. Now, what if we did this? What if we took this and then, because it's our normal paradiddle sticking, what if we put an accent? Because typically when we play paradiddle, if we just look down here for a second, typically when we play paradiddle, you might play it with an accent, and you want to practice it without an accent so that you have the option of either or. But if you typically put an accent on this right hand, if this will let me select it. No, it's not letting me select it. Hey, wake up. Wake up. What's up? Okay, that right hand and this left hand. I don't know why it's not letting me select it. The downbeats, it would look like this. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, so the accent, the hand after the double is where the accent would go, right? So if we did the same process with this here, you would see this. Right, right, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right. Thank you for those hearts. Appreciate that. Okay, so that would look like this. And ready, go. Okay, all right, try that one more time with me. Thanks for those hearts, guys. I can see this coming through. And ready, go. Okay, try the next one. You put the accent after the double, so we're going to put it here on this right hand and on this left hand here. Okay, it's not letting me highlight certain notes today for some reason. It's weird. Okay, so it would look like this. So now the accent's on the which is kind of funky, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's kind of cool. Then you take the next one, which is here. Again, the doubles after the accents after the double, so it would just be on the downbeat. This is what we're probably most familiar with. Right, left. Thank you, guys. You guys are being so generous with the hearts today. I really appreciate all the bloop, bloop, bloop that we see coming through the screen. Thank you for that. And then the last line here, in this last measure, we put the double on the E, or sorry, not on the E, but on the and of 1 and the and of 3. So it would look like this. And ready, go. Okay, so all the way through, putting the accent after each double, straight down, we'll play 2 bars of each. 1, starting back up here. Okay, all right, let's try it. 1, 2, ready, go. What? Again, for me, go. I think that end down. And then a double right. There we go. Okay, one more time. 2, ready, go. And all right, did you get all that? It might have been a little bit quick. Let me just check out the metronome, take me a second to work through that. Okay, if this is too quick, just slow it down. But for speed's sake, because I want to get to the main lesson portion today, this is kind of just a jumping off point for us to get into the main lesson topic, okay? All right, here we go. And 1, 2, ready, go. Two, 3, 4. Last time, ready, go. Okay, that's a little funkier. It's not quite the order. You could switch the order around too if that makes more sense for you. Maybe you start with the third pattern, which is the paradiddle, and then move the accent to the and, so it'd be, and then move the accent to the and again, and then the accent to the That would be, that might make more sense. Whatever order works best for you. But this is where you can start to play around with accents versus no accents. Just using a paradiddle sticking, you can see how many different combinations we can come up with. Okay, let's look at the comments that are coming through, and then we'll jump down to how we're going to apply this in this paradiddle jam lesson that we're looking at. And this is something that I think I saw Joe come in the room earlier that you could apply to a drum set. You could apply to just a single pad if you want to put on some music. Lots of different ways that you could use this. Okay, so let me come back out here for just 1 second. Come down, across. Yeah, this is not as efficient. I need to switch this window back for a reason. Job says, thanks, Wade. Got to get back to work. Thanks for the lesson. Very cool. Oh, hey, thanks, Job. Thanks for coming in. Let's catch up soon if you get a chance. Would love to hear how things are going with you. All right. Thank you, guys. And if you have questions, hey, Jacob, thanks for coming. Jacob says, that's tasty. So that's tasty. Yeah. So if you do have questions, we'll do a little bit of a Q&A at the end of today and take open questions. But I want to show everybody this exercise that we're looking at right now, right here. Okay, so this lesson is called Paradiddle Jam. It's, you know, the beginnings of how you can start using these different sticking patterns to create a jam. And the main thing that I hope you take away from this lesson is that you can use these as like inspiration to start creating your own paradiddle jams, right? And once you make up the sticking, you can do it by the way it feels. You can do it by writing it on paper and then trying to figure out to see if you can play it. Then you put on some music and you make sure you play along with the music. And there's lots of ways that this just makes the practicing a little bit more fun and groovy as you're playing, right? So let's look at this first one. We're going to move through these pretty quickly, but you can look at them and just start to get an idea of how you might use them, okay? So let's look at this first one. If you analyze it with me real quick, paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Easy, we've got that. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Okay, and then you look at the next part. And this is also going to be kind of the inside look into the workflow of how I memorize music, right? If you take a second to analyze what you're playing as opposed to just like trying to memorize right, left, 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 you want to try to zoom out and like theoretically go like, okay, what am I playing here? And I know now that the first bar is just 1 bar paradiddles, which I know how to do. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. And even though I wrote this out, it was many years ago that I wrote this, I'm kind of looking at it on the fly I'm looking at it on the fly with everyone right now. So as you're looking at this, this is how I would memorize it if I was singing it for the first time, which is kind of how it feels right now. So let's look at the next bar. Right, left, right, left, left, 2 paradiddles, continuate. Ba ba bo do ba do bo bo. Okay, so what I see here is the first 2 beats are also paradiddles. Oh, sorry guys, you can't even see what I'm highlighting. Sorry, my bad. Let me try this one more time. You guys are like, what is he talking about right now? I can't see what he's saying. Okay, here we go. All right, take 2. All right, so we've looked at this first bar. We have 1 measure of paradiddles. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Okay, you see that? Yep, everyone's with me. Okay, you look at the next bar, and you have 2 counts of paradiddle. Okay, it's the same as before. And then here, I have instead of the accent on the downbeat of 3, I have bo ba bo bo ba bo bo bo. But it's still right, left, left, left. So it's the same sticking, but I'm just putting the accent on the E of 3 now. Okay, so the second bar looks like this. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Thank you for those hearts, appreciate that. So you've got 2 left-hand accents in a row. Paradiddle, paradiddle, ba. Okay, so now that I've read it in my mind analytically, I go, okay, so I've got paradiddles for the first bar, all downbeat accents. In the second bar, paradiddles for those 2 beats, and there's paradiddles sticking all the way through, but on the third beat, I have an accent on the E. So paradiddle, paradiddle, ba ba da da ba da ba ba ba. So now I have the first 2 bars or the first line memorized. I don't need to look at the music anymore. I might reference it back just to make sure I've got it. But those are all things that I have kind of in my vocab, and I can talk myself through it as I'm playing it. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. Second bar. Okay, and that's what we have so much. Okay, the infamous pa-da-da, as Jacob says. All right, so yeah, in that second bar, you could also think of it as like pa-da-da, right, pa-da-da, left hand paradiddle. Right, but if I say in my head, hey, the first line is all paradiddle sticking, then that's all I need to think about. That's one thing to think about, and then I think, okay, I've got an accent on the E of 3 in the second bar. So there's only 2 things for me to remember. Okay, so if you have pa-da-das in your vocabulary, that should flow pretty straightforward as you're going through this. Okay, all right, let's go into the next line. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Oh, look, the third bar is just like the first bar. So now if you wanted to think like form, measure 1 is pattern A, measure 2 is pattern B, And then measure 3 is pattern A. Yay! So we've got another thing. That's one less thing we have to think about because it's just like the first bar, which is straight paradiddles. And then we've got the fourth bar, is what we're going to look at now. We have paradiddle, paradiddle, which is just like the second bar, how it starts. And then there's something a little bit different on beat 3. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, that's just like the second bar also. And then, oh, beat 4, there's something a little bit different. What is that? What'd you do there? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there's a double left right there. Bum, 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 bum. So that fourth measure is paradiddle, paradiddle, E, bum, ba, ba. So we're adding accents on and All right, so line 2 is bar of paradiddles, bar 4, paradiddle, paradiddle, E4, and then of course you repeat back over so it comes over to the right. Okay, so let's do line 2 one more time and then we'll string the whole thing together. 1, 2, beginning, go. Paradiddle, 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 E, paradiddle. Again, line 2, 3, 4, second variation, 2, E4, and yeah? Okay, now if you didn't get that last little tag at the end, then just do that a few times. Right, and we're being really particular about how we're placing each of those inner beats. All rules for great paradiddles apply here. And that's where you start to get this groove, right? You can hear. Right, so if we put this in context, it might sound like this. Let's put the metronome on. 1, 2, ready, go. Again, 1. Hi, Christian. Right, so if you start adding rims and drums, and you can start voicing it on your tom, right? There's all sorts of voicings that you can do with this. And if you read this top intro part, this lesson is actually inspired by a video lesson that I saw of David Garibaldi, who, if you know, Tower of Power drummed for many years, and he talked about how he was experimenting in his Navy years when he was playing in the Navy band, I think, and he would experiment with paradiddles, and that's where a lot of these grooves came from. So these are original ones that I was kind of experimenting with when I was playing around with it after I saw that lesson. But take this and you can start moving around the accents, and then that's your experimentation process. Okay, all right, let's try this. Actually, let's let that marinate. Let's keep going. Okay. So we're looking at the next section. Same process. Let's analyze what it is that we're playing first, and then start to play it. Okay, so we're starting here. Paradiddle. And then alternating. Oh, we have a double para. Right, paradiddle. Huh. So some of you may have not seen that figure before. But we have paradiddle, double para. Do boom da. Okay, paradiddle, double. Oh, left, left. So the bo bo ba, to put that accents on the left hand. The double's down the right hand. Right, left, right, right, left. Right, left, right, right, left. Right, left, right, right, left. Okay? In the next bar, right, left, right, left, right, right, left. It's the same thing. Bo, bo, ba, bo, bo, bo. Woo! Okay, so the second bar is just like the first bar. You do two of the same thing. So, paradiddle, double para, right, right, left. Paradiddle, paradiddle, right, right, left. Beat 4 is just a left paradiddle each time. So you can hear that melody, or you can hear the beat now. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, 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 boom. Oh. Right. Third bar, We have down here, dum bop, dum dum bop. Surprise! It's another bar of the same thing. So you just have 3 bars of the same thing. So now, just by taking a second to analyze it, we've memorized 3 measures in like less than 2 minutes, probably, right? So this is why that analyzing piece is so important when you're learning new music. And then just periodically reference back to make sure that you didn't misanalyze or misread something, and you might catch something that you missed earlier. Okay, all right, you're trying one more time. Okay, and now in bar 4, we've got something different now. So check out bar 4. We've got this. Right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right. Left, right, right, left. Whoa, that's weird. Okay, so these first 3 beats, it's the same thing. It's one of those things that we did at the beginning lesson, which is right, left, left, right. So it's a paradiddle, but instead of the accent being on the downbeat, the accent's on the now. So if you just started here, you'd see that it's let me say that. Paradiddle, paradiddle. So it's 2 paradiddles, but on the So that's kind of tricky, right? And then pa-da-da. Oh, there's that pa-da-da that Jake was talking about earlier, right? So bar 4 is pa-da-da. So that's not I guess that is pa-da-da. 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 Right, so that flows also, right? So now we've got 3 bars of a groove followed by a 4th bar of like this little turnaround fill bit, okay? So let's start from the beginning and try that. 1, 2, beginning, go. And here comes the fill. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, and I'm putting in some rim stuff in there. You could just practice it straight, but you can hear how that melody is starting to come through the playing. Right? Jacob says, so on that downbeat of the double stroke on the turnaround with the left hand, is that a downstroke on the double on the left hand to the release? Well, let me see if I can follow that. So on the downbeat of the double stroke on the turnaround, the double stroke on the turnaround with the left hand, is that a downstroke on the double? Is that a downstroke on the double in the left hand to the release? I think you're talking about this part, Jacob. Maybe if you give me a beat. I think you're talking about this part here. That was, on the first one. Okay, thanks. That makes sense. Let me try one more time. So on the downbeat of the double stroke on the turnaround. Oh, here. Okay, so here's a turnaround. Yes. Yeah, okay. So what Jacob's asking is, okay, so you see there's this double left. Let me zoom in here so I can see what we're talking about. So you have a double left here that Jacob's talking, right? And there's 2 up, right? So on beat 4, the downbeat here, this note here that it won't let me highlight. Come on. That note here, that's a full stroke, right? Because there's 2 doubles. But Jacob's saying that second double is got to be a downstroke, because when you repeat over here, you can see that first left-hand note's is a tap height, right? So the turnaround on beat 4 is bum, down, down. Yeah, so you'll see that ends down. So how does that measure go? That ends down to set you up for. Good observation, Jacob. Okay, let's string paradiddle backbeat 2 one more time, and then we'll go into paradiddle 3, which is a little bit more challenging. Okay, here we go. 1, let's do that. 1, 2. Okay, so you can hear in that fourth measure, it's not perfectly even the way I'm playing it right now because I hear like a backbeat in my head, and if you go, but I want to see if I can even it out first and then put the feeling of it back into it. So that last bar is. Badoom, badoom. Alright. Hello from Brazil. Hi guys. Thank you. Alright, let me try the last bar again. 2, ready, go. That's better. Alright, back to the beginning. 1, 2, beginning, go. Okay, so that's another beat that you could play to hear that sound. Okay, any questions? No questions are good. Let's keep going. Is there a point when you begin using a double bounce as opposed to a double stroke as the speed increases? Yes, absolutely, Chris. So that's like the goal, right? When we're building our double strokes, we teach our students to be able to play those notes at a slower tempo with 2 wrist motions, right? Just like we would when we're playing legatos. So I think this relates back to a question that maybe you asked in a previous lesson. So your hands are up like this, right? So they're used to getting those 2 full or free legato strokes. So even at that tempo, you can see that my knuckle is moving twice. I'm doing 2 wrist motions, right? And then I start maybe using some fingers and maybe a little bit of wrist, okay? And Chris, you can check this out. In the marching percussion playbook, I talk about this, right? So let's say I can use a wrist motion from 60 all the way up to like 144, right? So that's my range. I can go from 60 to 144. I'm just making up some numbers here, but 60 to 144. Then my goal is also to be able to start using some arm and a little bit more bounce, natural bounce from the stick, and maybe I can do that at 120, right? So at 120, I'm using some arm and some fingers and some more just like bounce of the stick. And this is where I need to start using a little bit of my finger control to get 2 notes of equal value still, right? If I don't, then the sound quality will suffer. But what I'm shooting for is that, let's say it's like, if this is backwards for you guys here, so I guess it should be here, okay. So if it's, let's say, 60 to 120, or to 144 is my wrist stroke, my bouncing finger arm stroke is from 120 to, say, 180, right? But then I've got that overlap between that 120 to 144 area where the 2 approaches overlap. And the purpose for that is so that you can seamlessly transition from this wrist motion into the arm and finger motion. You don't see a hitch where I'm going like wrist, arm, right? I can just make that transition seamless. And then maybe there's another step further where you're not using your fingers really at all. I'm just moving all arm and relying on all bounce. And the same thing, you want that seamless transition between, maybe that's like 160 to 220 that you're able to do that transition. So if you can make that seamless, it'll allow you to move between these different, and I don't think about any of this as I'm doing it, right? Maybe at first you need to analyze it and break it down, but ultimately that's why we practice our rudiments, you know, slow, fast, slow. You have to be able to move between all these different pressures and, you know, levers and muscle groups in your hands seamlessly. Okay? Good question, Chris. Really, really good. Like overlapping single tonguing and double tonguing for wind instruments. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. You've got to be able to double tongue at a tempo slow enough to where it still sounds good, but you have to be able to single tongue fast enough to where you're in the double tongue range, and then you can seamlessly transition between the two. That's a great example. Thanks for sharing that. That's what I'm going to learn today. That's my what did I learn today bit. So thanks, Chris. Okay, let's look at this paradiddle backbeat. I don't think I've seen any questions. Nick is 6 says, such an amazing teaching approach. Hui. Thank you so much, Nick. Thanks for those kind words. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, let's keep going. This is paradiddle backbeat 3 that we have pulled up on the screen. And Instagram folks, if you're... Oops, sorry. Let me scroll back down. Instagram folks, if you're seeing this, you can catch this on YouTube. If you're catching this replay, do me a favor, guys. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm sitting at like the mid 1.5 thousand subscriber range. I want to see if I can hit 2K. Just to see, because I haven't been posting on YouTube for a long time, admittedly. But I've been doing a bunch of these live streams. So if you find these lessons helpful, do me a favor and head over to that YouTube channel and just hit that subscribe button. And share it out with your friends. That's probably the thing that'll help the most, is if we're sharing this out. Okay, so same deal. Step 1, let's analyze. Paradiddle, not a paradiddle. And I think this is a typo in the part, actually. Okay, so this is my bad. Hui's bad. Can I do this on the fly? Let me see if I can do this. I need to escape out of this. And I'm going to add a note. And this should be a left. Okay. And this should be a left. Left hand here. That's just a straight up typo that I'm catching 2 years after the fact. And this font, what is this font? This is like looks like a Helvetica. Okay, I need to cover it up. You guys are watching this happen on the fly here. This is it's not pretty, but this will be a little band-aid for this situation right now. I should have whited it out first. One more time. Okay, and then drag this down. So I want to make sure that this isn't confusing as we're learning this together. All right, that's better. Okay, so that's a paradiddle. So we have paradiddle, 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 Okay, this one's a little bit baked. So let me play it, and then we'll analyze it together, so you have an idea of what it's supposed to sound like. All right, so it looks like this. One more time. Okay. All right. So let's look at this turnaround real quick at the end. We have ba ba bum ba ba boom, ba ba bum ba ba boom. This last part here, we just have right, right, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right. Right. And so this is why these patterns are fun to play, because you're moving between consecutive accents, single accents, etc. Right. First 2 beats, straightforward, 2 paradiddles. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Okay. And then here we have a double paradiddle. Para, para, right? This is a para, 2 paras, para, para, also known as a double para, diddle, but the accents are on the downbeat of the para. So para, 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 and then now we have paradiddles on the and. So you know that first bit that we did at the beginning of the lesson? Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. So now the paradiddles are on the and, so it's rest, paradiddle, 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 right? And then you have that little turnaround bit that we did at the very end. Okay, so let's break it down chunk by chunk. So this is where it doesn't make sense to break it down beat by beat. You want to break it down like micro phrase by micro phrase. So the first phrase is ah, to beat 3. Ah, okay, got that? And then starting on beat 3, I think the next phrase would look like like maybe somewhere in here. I try to see if I can get to this left hand and. So paradiddle, paradiddle, bum 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 bum. So it's kind of entering in a weird phrase because this is not a 2-bar, a 2-beat, or a 4-beat, or even a measure. This is kind of a 8-count phrase. So sometimes it doesn't make sense to break it down beat by beat, but I'm breaking it down thing by thing. So in this instance, here's one thing. Double paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Double paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. I know right now some people who are like jumping in the train like, what is this? This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense when you're playing it just like bit by bit. This is how you would learn it. In context, it would sound like this. So this is very much drum set groove inspired. Doom, scat, doom, doom, ba, boom, gat, doom, ba, ticka, doom, gat, doom, boom, gat, doom, ba, bo, do, do, doom, dum, 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 right? So whatever, you've got that kind of offbeat groove thing that happens before you get back on, right? So slowly, paradiddle, paradiddle. Double paradiddle, double paradiddle, and then turn around, ba ba bum, ba ba bum. Right, right, left, 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 right. Okay, first part, paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, double paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Turn around, right, right, left, 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 right. Right, right, left, 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 right. Very slowly, all the way through. Paradiddle, Hey Alex, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Jaime. Rick Yanez. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining the party. Let's keep going. So you have paradiddle, paradiddle, double, pair, 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 right, right, left, 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 right. Now if that right, right, left, 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 right is causing you to blow up at the end, just isolate that a few times. Boom, boom, bum, beep, beep, boom. Boom, boom, bum, ba, ba, boom. Boom, boom, bum, ba, ba, boom. Ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, boom. Now try it from the paradiddles. So that first paradiddle starts cha. Okay, so try this. You're going to start with the left paradiddle, right paradiddle, left paradiddle, right, right, left, 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 right. Rest. Right, right, left, 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 right. Bum, 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 beep, beep, boom. Bum, 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 bum. Sometimes it helps to build it backwards. And then, oh look, I just tack on a double pair before that, and then I have this chunk. Okay, so try that. Double pair, ready, go. Slower, ready, go. A little faster. A little faster. Okay, then you string that whole line together. So slowly once, and then we'll speed it up. Ready, go. Paradiddle, paradiddle, double, para, 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 right, left, left, right. Okay, so I've had instances where people will be like, wait, how do I memorize music? And I feel like I've been kind of teaching that the last couple of weeks inadvertently. But I also remember the time as a teacher when I made the realization, it was like, oh, memorizing music doesn't come naturally for some people. And what I, in hindsight, realized was I figured out how to memorize music through trial and error, kind of just on my own, when as a music student shedding in the practice room. And I just like came up with strategies out of survival, honestly, to memorize music. And I wasn't consciously thinking about like, how do I memorize things to break them down, right? So we should do a lesson on this, I think, because that might be helpful. We've talked about this before also, one of our Drumline Chops live streams. But I will say breaking it down into these little pieces, making sure you understand what you're playing, because I guarantee everyone that's watching this has experienced this at some point, where your hands are playing, and all of a sudden you realize that you had no idea what you're playing, but your hands kept on going. You're like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And you're on autopilot, and then you're just hoping that you don't break. Because how many times has this happened to us where you break and you can't start where you left off, or worse yet, continue on, and you have to go back to like letter C in order to get back into this part that you're playing. That means you don't really know what you're playing. Your hands are kind of just on kinesthetic autopilot, right? So what we're doing now is making sure that we understand what we're playing. 2 paradiddles, double paradiddle, left hand paradiddle, left, turn around, right, left, right. Which is also, you know, that second stick control pattern we played. So everything stems back to that original stick control exercise that we were talking about. We're just kind of playing around with this in a musical context, okay? Hi, Jill. Hi, Jacob. I always had to sing it kind of like when you beatbox. Yeah, that's a great point too, Jacob. And that's like another strategy. It's like you have to hear what you're trying to play in your head too. And if you can hear it in your head, doon doon ga doon doon ga doon ga doon ga da da doon. Now you've got something in your head that you're just kind of like playing, and then you just make that come out of your hands. Provided that you have all the mechanics in place for it, right? So that comes with your stick control, accent tap practice that you're also doing in addition to this like for fun application setting that we're talking about today. Okay, all right, let's look at this last part, and we're gonna run out of time here. I did not pace this really well. We could make this lesson longer, but I've got to cut it pretty close to what we set today. So the first bar is the same as the third bar is the same as the first bar. So we have measure 3. Let me highlight it so people know what we're talking about here. Paradiddle, paradiddle, double para. Okay, and then it's a paradiddle. Left paradiddle takes us to here, and then what is that? Okay, so that's a fill. We would just call that a fill. Like, what is that fill? Okay, so we've got a pa-da-da, pa-da-da, right, left, pa-da-da, right, left. Wow, what was that? Okay, so this is gonna blow some people out of the water because these live lesson packs were kind of constructed in order. And before this lesson, I think it's in this one. Otherwise, I'd just be a jerk for throwing that in there for no reason. Where is this? I think I was a jerk. I could have sworn there was a 9-lit lesson in here somewhere. There isn't. Okay, sorry. There is a free 9-lit lesson on my free lessons page. Come on, man. There's got to be something in here that would help somebody with this. No? What is happening? 5s? No, those are quintuplets. Okay, I don't know why I threw in this random fill. It must have been inspired by something else that was going on around that time. But this... Oh, that's in the triplet sticking, right? Triplet stick control. And this, da-da-ba. Right? Oh, so I'm not a jerk. I'm actually a very thoughtful teacher. So you've got your pa-da-da stickings and your da-da-pa stickings. And this little fill bit at the end that we're looking at here is a combination of pa-da-da, pa-da-da, da-da-pa, pa-da-da, pa-da-da, da-da-pa, pa-da-da, pa-da-da, pa-da-da. Okay, and that's actually like a cycle. All right, so these pa-da-da, da-da-pa, which we talked about in the 4-2-1 week of live streams. So go back to week 1 of the live streams. And on the last day, we talked about how to 4-2-1 this. All right, you can 4-2-1 that, and here you just have that sticking. Rest. Okay, and I made that basically into fill. Basically, if you haven't seen this before, you just need to go slowly. Rest. Bum, bum, ba-dum, dum, ba-dum, dum. And then you'll hear it in your head also. Dun, dun, ba-dum, dun, ba-dum, dun. Rest. Bum, and your hands will just know how to fill it in. Okay? So, let's back up to the beginning of line 2. And I know I'm losing a couple people here. Sorry for the speed of this. It's going a little bit quick, so just rewatch this a few more times if you need to. You can get it. You might have to go slower and rewatch it many, many more times, but Just piece this together slowly, and then gradually over time, you'll be able to get this. Okay, so beginning of line 2, we're down here, back to the beginning here. We have paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, paradiddle, dun dun, ba dun dun, ba dun dun. And then you go back to the beginning of this group. Okay, let's try a little faster. 1, 2, just a little bit faster. Paradiddle, paradiddle, 2, again, go. Okay, all right, let's zoom back out. We're going to play the whole thing through. And I want to put some music behind this so that we can play this in context. And that'll be our lesson for today. Rick says, I love your drum set groove reference. This would fit nice between snare drum and hi-hat. Yeah, exactly, Rick. And that's actually what I had in mind when I was making these, right? If you're at home, you just have one thing. You could do like right hand on the rim. All right, you can set something else up. And separating your hands is a great way to practice your paradiddles and paradiddle diddles for the students out there, because you can hear each hand when it's isolated. And if you're kind of like cheating on a double, it becomes a little bit more apparent when you're doing that. So, okay, all right, here we go. This is paradiddle backbeat 3. Try it. Beginning. Okay, and something that I might do is I might play the first 2 bars 3 times, 2, 4, 6, so that gives me 6 bars of just this groove. Let me do this. I'm gonna put this backbeat on 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. Next line. Repeat. Repeat. Next line. All right, so now you've got like the first 2 bars, 2, 4, 6, and then in the 7th to 8th bar you can play those last 2 bars, and now you've got like an 8-bar phrase that you can play. So ways that you can experiment with, yeah. And Rick says, thanks for that, Rick. Let me just throw these in here for people who can see it. Rick says, come on, mouse, you can do it. No, I rearranged these 6. Rick says, ooh, that flows nice. Yep. And Jacob says, that's so cool. You can hear the met pop out on the beats 3 into beat 4. Yeah. So this is one of those fun ways that you can experiment with how to, flow and groove in your practice as you're doing this. Okay, we're running out of time here. Instagram folks, I want to keep you included here. So let me see if I can get this done in time. Okay. I've been following this musician for a long time now, but I've just only recently been watching his Instagram videos. I don't know why they started popping up, but I've been watching them. They're awesome. This is The Count. You'll see, if you watch any of my YouTube content, you know that I use a lot of The Count's music in my scenes and such. But check out these little mini videos. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Up here, escape. I'm going to pull this out so you can see these videos. And you guys should follow him on Instagram if you haven't. Count, K-O-A-L. Let me see if I can pull this up. Put a little sound here. Let's try, we're going to try groove, that one that we just did. 1, 3, 1, 2, ready, go. script a couple times in there where I was just playing some other stuff, right? But you can see how you could use this sticking pattern against the backbeat, okay? Let's use the same track and try paradiddle backbeat 2, okay? All right, let's try it one more time. All right, one more time. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so let's try this. We're going to put the two together now. We're going to play backbeat 2 and backbeat 3 in the context of this groove. Okay? All right. Starting with backbeat 2. One, two, backbeat 2. Okay, I got it. We're going to make one thing out of this now, okay? So we're going to play paradiddle backbeat 1 time through, paradiddle backbeat 2 times through, paradiddle backbeat 3 times through, okay? And I think that should line up correctly if I counted the bars correctly in the phrase. Let's try it. Grab your stakes and pads. If you can't hang, no sweat. Do it with the slower track that you've got, and then eventually you'll be able to put it together with something faster, okay? Hope you're doing well. Hey, thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it. Thanks, bud. Okay, here we go. 1 time through the first one, and then 2 times through each of the consecutive following ones. Okay, all right, here we go. Actually, we could start it right there and then do it twice. 5, 6, beginning, go. Next one. Repeat. Next one. Nice. So we'll do it one more time because I know some of us are like, oh yeah, I've almost got it. So we'll do one more, and we're going to start 2 bars earlier this time so we can play the paradiddle beat back one twice also. Okay, so 2 of each. I'll count us in. All right. And I'm going to pull up the music this time so you guys can see what's going on over here. All right, I'll count us in. Yeah, good luck. 5, 6, ready, go. Nope. We're not gonna have enough bars. We need to start right away. How do we do this? Start in the 3rd bar of paradiddle beat back 1. All right, here we go. Try one more time. 5, 6, ready, go. Backbeat 1. Backbeat 2. Repeat. Next one. Okay. All right. I kind of want to surf and do a few more of these. This is fun, but I'm running out of time here. So that's all we have for today. And again, if you want to download this free handout, it's available this week as a free download. If you go to huayuanpan.com/free lessons. Jacob says, that's tasty. Where is that bit? huayuanpan.com/free lessons. There we go. So check that out. And then if you have any questions, I do want to say real quick, thank you guys again for all the likes, following, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. I gotta be honest today, I was like, maybe I just won't do it today. And that almost happened to me yesterday also, but inevitably someone sends like a really nice note and I'm like, okay, people are watching, it is making a difference, so I will get on and do this. So thank you those of you who are liking, subscribing, sharing, following, and downloading and sharing all the nice message. So I appreciate it. And I hope you guys are doing well amidst this is kind of a weird time for everybody, I know. So these lessons are a way for us to kind of stay somewhat regular and accountable and connected to each other. So those of you who are coming in the room, thank you very much. If you have any questions, oh, I should mention that next week I'm going to open up. So like each week we have like a themed topic. I haven't decided what this Sunday's lesson is going to be just yet. But next week, like this week, I'm enrolling all of the beta users for my left-hand traditional course. And then next week, I'm going to be doing an entire week for just those beta course users on left-hand traditional. So whether you're a teacher, a student, a beginner, or a seasoned pro, if you want to enroll in that beta course, then I'll be doing like streams for those beta users and then answering all their questions. Maybe even setting up some like video one-on-ones so that I can answer their questions, and all that content that we created for next week will be put into that left-hand traditional video course before we announce it and share it with everyone at Mass. So if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to like just get your left hand checked out, if you have no idea how to hold the stick and you want to start, if you want to learn how to teach left-hand traditional to other people, I'll walk you through my setup. And if you just want, you know, a free preview of the course, also the first 3 videos, you can just go to drumlineblueprint.com/courses and sign up for that. And then the first 3 videos will be sent to your email box and you can just watch them at your own pace. Okay? All right, guys, that's all I have for today. If there are no other questions, then join in. Set an alarm for tomorrow. Right? The best way to do this is if you set an alarm clock 15 minutes before we start. And I'll do my best to start on time at 6 p.m. Central, unless something comes up. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video then. Okay? Matt Tiller says, hey, how can I do my weak hand, left hand? At Matt Terry, if you watched last Sunday's lesson, it's on my YouTube channel. It's called Left Hand Chops. And it's an entire video lesson dedicated to how to make your left hand stronger. So check that one out. If you can't find it, send me a direct message and I'll send it to you. Okay? Matthew Black says, yep. Thanks, Matt. And Matt, if you're up for it, I've got like a little bit of time right after this. If you want, we can do a quick hang and just let me know. And somehow, you know my number. I'll get your number. I'll send you an email right after this, okay? And let me know if you want to connect for just a few minutes, okay? All right, and then we can set up a time to do a proper hang. Rick Yanis, thanks so much, Huey. Feels good to drum. Hey, likewise, man. I was feeling like a little draggy today, but it was good to get on with you guys. Instagram, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye. Hi from Istanbul. Dude, that's my first Istanbul viewer for sure. Matthew Beck says, let's do it. I'll send you an email, Matt, with my number or my email, or if you have Zoom, how should we do this? I'll send you my number. We'll connect. Okay. All right, man. See you guys. Facebook, YouTube. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Have a good night. Bye, guys.